Hey everybody, how you doing? We're still on the Explorer 2. We got one more night. I really do not want to leave this ship. Hey folks, if you're new to the channel, I'm Walter, your independent travel agent. And I am with Where's Walter? I'm like just so excited. I'm with Where's Walter Travel, and along with my wife, Rebecca, we book land, luxury, expedition, you name it, we book it. And we have spent the past 7 days on this incredible ship. I'm sitting out here in the conservatory right now. I kind of wish the roof was open. When the roof is closed, it is a little bit like a sauna in here, so I'm going to be sweating through the show, but I'm doing this for you because it's a beautiful shot. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That gives you an idea of what the ship looks like. The ship is absolutely stonking gorgeous. And if maybe you've never heard of Explora Journeys, or maybe you've kind of heard it in passing, not really sure what it is, that's why we came on the ship for a whole week, just to check it out. Our representative Kathy has been on the ship with us all week. We've been having some meetings and learning, what is MSC got coming up next. They've got 4 more ships coming. Explorer 3 and 4 are going to be larger than 1 and 2. And we're not sure what 5 and 6 are going to. 5 and 6 will be tweaked again, but 3 and 4 are definitely going to be 60 feet longer than this particular ship. But they're only going to add 2 more guests in capacity on the whole thing. So what have we learned this week? If I was rating this cruise line on a scale of 1 to 10, it would be an 11. Honest to goodness gracious, it would be an 11. I don't think I've ever experienced service, food, the beauty of, the ship is just absolutely beautiful no matter where you go. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So we can, and feel free to drop in your questions, please. Did I find, Alex is asking if I found my hideaway spot so I can stay on the ship. I am threatening to hide. They're going to have to pry me off this ship tomorrow. We're coming into Miami tomorrow. So yeah, if I can find a hiding spot so they don't kick me off the ship, I will totally do that. If you're just tuning in, we are on the Explorer 2. Hi, Boston. How are you? Hey, Eric and Alex, you're both here. Good to see you guys. By the way, Alex and Eric, I know that both of you are solo travelers. I have about 35 sailings. Now, they're all in 2025 that are 0 solo supplement. 0. Yeah, and apparently that's one of the things that Explora Journeys does. They do have sailings from time to time that are going to be 0. Now, Explora Journeys typically has 25% solo supplement as their main deal. So just a 25% solo supplement. But I literally have 35 sailings that is like 0. Literally 0. You can go on the ship straight up as a solo traveler. It's absolutely amazing. Now, the ones I have are all through like the first half of next year. There might be a couple in December. But let's talk about Explorer Journeys. So number 1, the staterooms. Now, actually, number 1, let's talk about they're changing the conversation about what cruising is and what cruising can be and what you think of in a cruise ship. Because number 1, they didn't go out to design cruise ship, just a new luxury cruise ship. They went out to design a resort that just happens to sit on the water and just happens to move. And that's what it feels like when you're on this ship. We say sometimes, well, you kind of forget that you're on a ship. Except for the fact that it's moving and, you get some movement in it, you could literally forget that you're on a ship when you're on an Explorer Journey ship, because it is designed as a resort first, a ship second. And it really does feel that way. You see how beautiful this conservatory is with the roof. The reason why I'm kind of sparkling a little bit, I've got the big massive screen right in front of me where they show the movies and stuff in here. But the ship itself, part of what Explorer Journeys was thinking about was, people who don't want to go on a cruise, or maybe they've got a preconceived notion of what a cruise was. Maybe they didn't like it. They didn't set out to create a cruise ship. They set out to create that resort experience. And that starts, 1, with the ship, and then 2, with the staterooms, right? Every single stateroom on this ship is a suite. There is no such thing as an interior. There's no such thing as an ocean view. Every single room on this ship is a suite. And the smallest room, the smallest room you can get is 370 square feet. And every one of them has an ocean terrace. They're absolutely beautiful. Odyssey Adventure, I am sitting on the Explora 2 from Explora Journeys. This is the luxury cruise line from an MSC group. And we've been hanging out here for a week. We're probably about 4 or 5 hours away from Miami at this point. I do not want to leave the ship. I want to stay on here. So folks, if you have questions about Explora Journeys, you know, what this is all about, I'm going to hang out for about an hour tonight and try my best to answer the question. Alex is asking, when do you usually embark on the first night, disembark on the last day? If you're talking about Explora Journeys, it's your typical, you know, anywhere from about 11:30 on up to about 3:30 in the afternoon, 4:30 in the afternoon. You get on the ship, then they want everybody off the ship by 9:30. Now, typically, when Rebecca and I are sailing back into Florida and we're going home, we're going to walk off the ship at 7:30, you know, or 7:15, 7:30, whatever that first time is that they're going to allow us off. But because we're getting on another ship on Sunday and we're going to stay in Miami for a few days, we're actually opted to get off the ship at 9:30. We're going to be one of the last people to get off the ship so we can have a nice breakfast tomorrow. You've heard me talking about the Emporium if you've been watching me all week. I know on YouTube, I haven't put many videos up because I've been putting them over on TikTok. I'm going to bring them all over to YouTube tonight and tomorrow so you'll be able to see them. But yeah, typically when we do a walk-off here in Florida, we want to get off the ship by 7:30. Get on our way back home, and of late it's been the Brightline train. So, oh, you've been on the Ovation of the Seas. That's awesome, Odyssey. Great ship, totally different than this one. So I was talking a little bit about the stateroom. So the smallest stateroom that you can get on this ship is 370 square feet. Where am I on YouTube? Where's Walter Travel? Where's Walter Travel? The exact same handle that you've got over on TikTok. So yeah, and tonight we're actually doing YouTube and TikTok because I don't have a guest. I was hoping Kathy was going to be able to make it up here tonight, hosting another dinner. So you just got me, and Rebecca's already gone to bed. So you literally just got me tonight. So I apologize up front. But yeah, so the smallest stateroom that you can get on this ship is 370 square foot suite. And it goes all the way up to about 3,500 square foot owner suite across the back. Odyssey, you just searched this ship and the staterooms are beautiful. But here's the thing about this. You were just on Ovation of the Seas. So people who are booking, say, suites with a genie are paying more than it would cost to come onto this ship, which is basically all included except for the shore excursion. So it's very interesting. You know, a lot of times when you think about luxury, a lot of folks are like, I don't even want to look at it. I don't even want to look at it. But you know, now that we started cruising on Oceania, we're going to be on Azamara on Sunday. Now we're here on Explora Journey. We've learned that luxury cruising is not as scary as we thought it was going to be. And oftentimes it's the same price or less than what we would pay on Celebrity or Royal Caribbean or Princess. But this cruise line is all inclusive, except for one restaurant, except for shore excursion. And then there's a couple of activities. Anyone really high-end liquor, yes, you're going to pay for that high-end liquor. But otherwise, all the drinks are included, food's included, Wi-Fi's included, 3 devices per person. Yeah, everything's included. So that's the thing that we're starting to learn with these luxury cruise lines is that it's not like, yeah, if you want to go in at 100,000, you can certainly do that on here. But you can start on here for say 6,700 for 2 people. That's like all included. Sometimes less. I think I put somebody on one. I put a couple on one for like 5,800 for an 8-night or something like that in the Caribbean. So, hey Chuck, you're going to be on Explorer 1 in March. That is awesome. Great question. What's the dress code? I'll tell you what. When I first came on, when we were getting ready, I was nervous because if you look at all the literature on Explorer, and they even have a dress code in there. They're like, you know, resort elegant at night, and I'm like, I don't have resort elegant. I mean, I have a sport coat, but I don't like bringing sport coats on cruises, especially in the Caribbean, because who wants to wear a sport coat in the Caribbean? I'm very happy to say that it's basically country club casual. So for me, as you see, as I'm dressed right now, this is how I am during the day. And in fact, if you're going to have dinner in the Emporium, which is the food hall, well, then this is how you go to dinner. If you're going to dinner in any of the restaurants downstairs, my dress code for the week has been a pair of really nice jeans and then a button-down shirt or a polo shirt. And that's what I have seen the majority of the men wearing this week. You know, some sort of like slacks or jeans with a button-down shirt. Most of us are wearing our shirts untucked because that's just, it's more comfortable that way. But yeah, so that's the dress code at dinner. It's not overly dressed up. If you want to be, you certainly could. But most people are kind of going country club cash. Slacks with a button-down shirt, or really nice clean jeans with a button-down shirt or a polo shirt. And you can go to any other restaurant that way. We have hit them all. We've done the Med Yacht Club, Phil Rouge. We did, oh my God, now I'm blanking on them already. We went to all of them except the Anthology. Oh, Marble and Company, that's the steakhouse. And of course the Emporium, oh my goodness, you could go to the, I'm pointing because it's right behind the conservatory. The Emporium is what, you know, most people would think of as a buffet, but it's not a buffet. It is a food hall where they serve you, and a lot of the items are made to order. Like tonight, I had grilled lobster. I went to the fish station. I had them grill me some lobster, and then I went over to the pasta station, and I had them make me some fresh pesto pasta, and then I cut the lobster up, the grilled lobster, and I put it into the pesto. Bingo bango! It was amazing, and it was all made fresh right in front of me, and it was awesome, totally awesome. So yeah, so the dress code is not as scary as what you might think it's going to be, just based on. But then again, you know, if you look at Celebrity, right, all the promotional shots from Celebrity, everybody's like all dressed up in the evening. You don't really see much of that when you're on there. So be comfortable, but you know, I just say make a little bit of an effort in the evening. You don't have to make a lot of an effort. And I even have a pair of shoes that are really they have sneaker bottoms on them, so they're really comfortable. So so even there, I'm not even like wearing dress shoes at all in the evening. What cruise line am I on? I am on Explora Journeys. This is Explora 2. There are going to be 6 ships total. Ship 3 is coming out in 2026. In fact, I think 3 and 4 might be coming out in 2026, but they will all be out by 2028. And ships 3 and 4 are actually going to be slightly larger than this one, by about 60 feet. And one of the really cool things that that they do on this cruise line, and actually, first of all, they're not a cruise line. They don't like to be called a cruise line. They consider themselves ocean travel. So this is part of like changing the dialogue, right? We're not a cruise line. It's not a cruise ship. This is ocean travel. This is a resort that happens to sit on the water. And if you don't want to get off in the ports, you don't have to. We just went the entire 7 nights without leaving the ship at all, except for me just to go take some pictures, because we're about to embark on a 16-night cruise on Sunday. It's going to hit a lot of the same ports. We're already doing things there, but we literally just stayed on the ship for 7 days, and it was absolutely beautiful. So, and where was I going with that? I don't know. I'm kind of, oh yeah. So we're, one of the cool things that they do on Explora, it's been a long week. It really has. We've been booking a lot of cruises this week. So thank you to all of y'all who've been reaching out. One of the cool things that they do on Explora Journeys is this ship can hold about 924 people, 920-ish, but they will not sell out the ship. They will book approximately 700, 720, because they feel, A, that's the sweet spot for the ship. 700, 720 people is a sweet spot. 2, if you show up at the terminal and you say, you know what, I've got this stateroom, I really wish I had this other stateroom, they will probably have some inventory available. And even once you get on the ship and the ship sets out, in fact, there was somebody 2 nights into it, they went ahead and changed to a different suite. So they like to have inventory available. So if you want to switch to a different suite, you can. Obviously, you're going to pay the difference, but the idea is to have the suites available so you can change. And literally every single stateroom in here is a suite. There is no such thing as a stateroom. There's no such thing as an interior. There's no such thing as an ocean view. And again, I see some people are asking, we're on Explora Journeys. We're on Explora 2. Out of the 6 ships that are coming, this is the luxury brand for the MSC group. This is not MSC Cruises. This is the luxury brand for the MSC group, which includes MSC Freight, MSC Cruises, and now Explora Journeys. People be asking me, is this MSC Cruises? No, it is not. The sister brand, just like Celebrity is a sister to Royal Caribbean, is a sister to Silversea. They are not the same company. They are different companies. And the service has been absolutely exemplary. It's like just unbelievable. And just a lot of small touches that they do. A very small thing that the servers do in the Emporium that I love. When they see us walking up to the exit, you actually have to swipe your hand to get the doors to open. They'll just swipe it as you're approaching it for you. There's very few actual automatic doors on here. They're all automatic doors, but you actually have to like swipe your hand in front of the sensor to get the door to open up. No big deal. But the servers, if they see you coming, they'll just hit it. If a staff member sees you coming, they just hit it. And by the way, they're not crew on here. They are hosts. Yes, service matters. Service absolutely matters. And once you step onto a ship, like we went on Oceana last year, that was our first experience. And it is different. It is really different when you step onto a luxury line and all of a sudden you're getting this almost one-to-one service. Now on this ship, the host, which is the crew, to guest ratio, 1.25 guests to one crew, almost one-to-one. And on this sailing, we're sailing light. The week before Christmas, a lot of people are saying like next week is sold out. And again, sold out is 720. It's not 920. So we're sailing lighter this week. So it was almost a one-to-one. But yeah, but even when the ship is full, it's 1.25 guests to one host. Absolutely unbelievable. So have I been on the Royal Caribbean Explorer of the Sea? No, but I've been on the Mariner. The Mariner is a fun ship. Yeah, that's the Voyager class. That is a lot of fun. Alex, do they offer wearables to unlock the cabin and make purchases? No, they do not. It is a card. It is a card. It's kind of funny, you know, all the luxury lines have cards. They don't have wearables. Hey, Betty, how you doing? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, I'm on the Explora Journeys Explorer 2. We are approaching Miami. We're going to be in Miami tomorrow. I've been on the ship for 7 nights. We were booked in an ocean terrace, and we were surprised at the terminal. They upgraded us to a premium penthouse. The video is currently over on TikTok. It's coming to YouTube, so you'll get to see the tour. The room is 550 square feet, including the balcony. Our original room is going to be 375, so you know, a little bit of a step up, which was nice. But the big difference between the room that we used this week and the one we were going to have, this one actually had a true bedroom. You can actually close the doors and have a true bedroom, which is kind of cool. How's the entertainment? So, oh, and I think somebody else asked me a question back here. Did I miss one? Let me see. Odyssey Adventure asked me, what's my favorite cruise that I've been on? This one. Oh my God. Actually, so my favorite cruise is still Alaska. When we did the cruise tour with Princess in Alaska, that was absolutely amazing. In terms of an overall cruise with service, with everything else, this one, Explora Journeys, just blew me away this week. I wasn't really sure what to expect. I knew it was a new cruise line. I had a preconceived notion because it was MSC. You know, the MSC group owns them, and I'm like, oh, I really hope. Well, yeah, they just blew us away this week. Our room, all of the rooms have a marble floor bathroom with a big, tall, if you're a tall guy, got a big, tall shower. Like, I think you'd be 6'6", 6'7", and you're still not going to hit the ceiling. But the floors are heated. The marble floors are heated in the bathrooms. It's absolutely crazy. So, hey, Sue and Phil, how are you? What's my favorite dining experience? Man, all of them. Sakura. If I were to pick one, just one, it would probably be Sakura, which is the Asian restaurant in here. What's really cool about it, you've seen open kitchen concept, right? Where you can look into the kitchen, you can see everything they're doing. Well, this is not only open, there's no glass, so it's totally open. But there's one chef who's actually facing you. So you can just walk right over there, and he's right there, and he's cooking food right in front of you. He was making some beautiful scallops, some salmon. He was cooking up some noodles over here. And I was like, you know, you have to be very sure of yourself and keeping that kitchen clean and everything. One, just to have it open with glass, but then two, to have it open to the point where I'm just literally watching all these guys just do their thing and making my meal. I think Sakura overall was probably my favorite. However, They were all amazing. Marvel and Company is your steakhouse. Phil Rouge is your French restaurant, which you need to go there for breakfast. Oh my God, breakfast is amazing. The Emporium, which is the food hall. So much of that is made to order. You know, just forget everything that you know about a buffet. So much of that is made to order. It is absolutely amazing. The Med Yacht Club is kind of a journey through the Mediterranean. It's really, really cool. And their idea is that, you know, taking your small yacht to different places along the Med, and that's where some of these dishes all come from. And it's super, super cool. So Sunshine wants to know how's the food. It's some of the best we've ever had. I mean, hands down, some of the best. So I would say the absolute best food experiences that we have had at sea have been Oceania, Explora, and Virgin Voyages. Virgin Voyages is the best one in terms of the mainstream, but you know, Oceania and Explora have both really, really impressed us. And now we're going to be on Azamara in a couple of days too, so it'll be interesting to try that. But all of the food on this ship is included except one restaurant, which is Anthology. That is an 8-course meal. Currently, it's about $140 per person. We did not do it on this cruise. We're going to do it on the next one. Yeah, we're already planning 2 more actually on Explorer because we had so much fun on this one. But yeah, so the food's been great. Big Al wants to know, why would Royal ask us if we want to downgrade from a balcony to a stateroom or cancel? Did they overbook? Yeah, they overbooked. They absolutely overbooked the ship. So they're kind of, you know, exactly the same as an airplane. You know, can any volunteers want to get off the plane so we can get other people on the plane? Any volunteers want to leave the ship so we can get other people on the ship? Absolutely. So, hey, Alex, yes. If the YouTube is a little bit spotty and getting wonky, we're also on TikTok at the same time. TikTok usually runs better from the cruise ships, but I know that I'm normally on YouTube on Thursday night, so I'm on YouTube, but we're also on TikTok if it's getting spotty over there. So yeah, 8 courses, you'd be stuffed after 3. I'm telling you, you're stuffed after the appetizers sometimes in here. But what's really nice is most of the portions are small. I like that. So you can sample a lot of things, you can try a lot of things. Nothing. So even in that 8-course meal, you're not going to be completely stuffed until you get to the end. It is very small portions as you go through. And an interesting thing with a tasting menu like that, you're like, man, this isn't a lot of food. But then by the time you get to the end, you're like, holy crap, I am stuffed. I am totally stuffed. So yeah, so it would totally work that way here. From some of my friends who are on the ship who did the anthology, they said it was amazing. We just opted not to do it this time. We're just doing so many other things. But I will tell you, you could have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I keep pointing because the Emporium is right behind us. We were actually going to do the show inside the Emporium, and then I saw this view, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to show you guys the conservatory instead because it is so pretty out here. I love this question. Text man named Jay. Kid friendly, 100%. This is I think this is the only luxury line. Regent might have it, but I think this is the only luxury line that actually has a kids club. This is very family friendly. In fact, they encourage to bring the families on. They have a club called the Nautilus Club. Now it's just one club, one room. So it's not like, you know, you have the young kids, the middle kids, the teenagers. It's just one club. And, you know, they've got the video games in there. They've got other games. They are supervised in there. They have supervised activities. They do pool activities. They go up to the sports deck. So yes, this ship, this particular luxury line is very kid-friendly, and they openly encourage it. Most luxury lines will tell you, well, you can bring the kid on, but we don't have much for them, you know, but you can bring them. Here it's like, yeah, bring them because we've got things for them to do. And I know that the Nautilus Club, I want to say they told me it was open until 11:30 because I popped in one night and I asked them, I said, how late are you here? And I think they said 11:30. So like if you want to go have dinner and whatnot, and the kids are welcome into the restaurants too. It's not like Disney. You know, if you go on Disney, the kids are not welcome in the paid restaurant. Well, here they are. And we have everything from toddlers up to teenagers on here. I would say we have, if I were to guess, maybe 20, 25 kids on the entire ship. Maybe, because I really haven't seen that many of them on here. But yes, Explora Journeys is kid friendly, and they've got some really nice setup. Like our room, we've got a premier penthouse. If you had a kid that was sleeping on a bed, not in a crib, or even in a crib, we can close off the bedroom. We can actually close off both walls, and then the kid stays on the chaise lounge out in the main room. It's really nice. YouTube, you will be seeing that that tour soon. I just put it up on TikTok today. I've got a bunch of content that I just haven't had time to edit, because I thank a lot of you. You have been booking cruises this week, so thank you very much. We've been very busy. Even though we're cruising for 30 days, we are open, we are working. This is now day 8 of our 30 days of travel. So the next 2 days, we're going to be in Miami, and then we'll hop on the Explora Journey. It just made more sense than to go all the way home to Orlando and come all the way back down to Miami. We're just going to stay in Miami for a couple of days, work out at a hotel, and then hop on to the Explora Journey, which should be interesting. That ship is even smaller. This ship is around 63,000 gross tons, somewhere in that range. Explorer 3 is going to be pushing 80,000 gross tons. And I want to say the Explora Journey is like 38,000. So yeah, it's going to be a much smaller ship. Really looking forward to it. I'm really starting to love these small ships. What is my favorite port stop? Oh, you know, in the Caribbean, I would have to say, well, it's kind of a toss-up. You know, I do love St. Martin. I really do. I love San Juan. I really like San Juan. Such a great walking port. You know, you just want to go walk around. There's a lot to see, a lot to do. So those are 2 of my favorite in the Caribbean so far. And then overall, I think my favorite is Skagway, or not Skagway, Juneau. Juneau, because that's where Harv and Marv whale watching is. So it's absolutely amazing. So Alex wants to know, besides working, any other plans while in Miami? No. Going to be working. I got a lot of work to do. I've actually still got work to catch up on. Booking a lot of Alaska cruises, man. Y'all really want to go to Alaska? You want something really different in Alaska? Keep an eye on these guys. There's hints and rumors that they're going to go to Alaska. They're going to bring one of their Explorer ships up to Alaska. Nothing's been announced. There seems to be some rumors flying around that Explorer is going to go up there. And in 2026, we got Virgin Voyages, we got Azumaras going up there, and one other. Three new ones. I can't remember the other one. So, what is my favorite cruise line? I always tell people I really don't have one, and I really don't, because I really enjoy going on all the various cruise lines. If you were buying me a cruise tomorrow and you said, "Hey, Walt, you can just go on anything you want," I would probably ask you to book me on Explora. This is just so lovely. I'm telling you. I know some people, I've seen a few comments in here saying, well, it's just too expensive. It's too expensive. When you look at what you're getting for the dollar, and then you look at the rooms, if you look at the room and what you're getting, and you take that exact same room and you take what you're getting and you look at another ship, you go look at Celebrity, go look at Virgin Voyages, go look at Holland America, go look at, you know, all like your mainstream, Royal Caribbean, the suites on Royal Caribbean, and you look at what you're getting here, you may find that this is actually cheaper for the same thing over there, although you're going to get a lot more over here, so it's kind of crazy. But yeah, Sue and Phil, where are we going on Explora? Well, Rebecca's not here, so it's a 16-night cruise. It's round trip Miami. It is a 16-night cruise. We're going deep into the Caribbean. I know we're going back to Barbados. We're going to St. Lucia. I think we're going to St. Kitts. I want to say it's 11 ports in 16 days, so it's very port intensive. And I can't remember if we have an overnight or not, but that's what Explora is known for those late nights, for those real late nights, staying in port. And I know they're actually going to start introducing 2-nighters, kind of like what they do in Bermuda. You know, a lot of cruises will stay there for 2 or 3 nights. Explora is looking at some of that now. In some of the locations, they're actually going to stay for 2 nights, so you really have a lot of time to stay on there. So, Brooklyn Station, any recommendation for a Hawaiian Island cruise? Oh, so I got two. Number one, we have a group. We have a group going on the Emerald Princess in February of 26, February 4th, 2026, 16 nights, LA to Hawaii, 4 islands, you know, Honolulu, Hilo, Kauai. I'm gonna butcher all the names, but we'll hit 4 islands. Then we'll come back and we got to hit Ensenada on the way back because legally we have to. But the whole thing is 16 nights. So that's one way you can do it. You can go from LA, you can go from San Francisco, and I think you can go from San Diego. And you go out, and it's usually nine or 10 sea days. You'll have like 4 or 5 on the way out, go around the island, 4 or 5 on the way back, go to Ensenada. The other way to do it is you book the Norwegian Pride of America, and you fly to Hawaii, and then you do the 7-nighter around the island. And for those of you who are like, oh, Pride of America is an old ship, she's going in for a dry dock. She is going to get all glammed up very soon. I want to say over the winter or early in the spring. So she's about to get all done up. So she's going to be a pretty ship. But if you want to know about our group cruise, you're watching me on TikTok. So there are links in my profile. And either go to where'swaltertravel.com and go into the groups, or there might even be a link directly to the Hawaiian cruise right there. But we're putting together a group going out there. I think we got 10 couples going with us now, or something like that. Yeah. Am I on Explora Journeys? Yes. I know you can kind of recognize it, right? Yes, I'm sitting in the conservatory on Explora number 2 is what I'm on. This ship is only 3 months old. We had our first female captain, which was kind of cool. And she's the same captain who brought out Explora 1. They brought her over here to launch this ship. She's amazing. She is absolutely amazing. Really, really enjoying it. So, hey, Aaron, how you doing? You got to ask your favorite too. Best bite of food so far. How's the complimentary coffee? Well, first of all the coffee is complimentary. Everything on here, Aaron, this is basically an all-inclusive cruise. The only things that you need to pay for is one restaurant. And then if you want to go like really, really, like I had to pay $25 for an old fashioned that had a $400 bottle of scotch. But that's the only old fashioned I paid for. All the rest of them. So the coffee is amazing, obviously, because I've been drinking cappuccinos and macchiatos all week. And the best bite of food, I don't know. I can't pick one. It's all so flipping good. Yeah, Sakura, I will say Sakura is my favorite restaurant, the Asian restaurant down there. It's absolutely amazing. They got sushi, and then they've got the kitchen. Absolutely amazing. And then the Emporium up here, the food hall, is just beyond belief. So yeah, amazing. So it's hard to pick one, but if I were to pick one restaurant, it would be Sakura, the Asian restaurants. Haven't seen you in so long. Hello. I've been around. We're usually on every Sunday. And we try to be on every Thursday. Kathy apologizes. She wanted to come up here, my rep from Explorer, but she's hosting one last dinner tonight. So, hey, Rick, just stopping to say hi. How are the old fashions? The old fashions are good, especially Glenmorangie, something like that, from Scotland. Really good. That's that $400 bottle that I had a old fashioned from. So. Jada, a friend of yours just visited some Christmas markets while in Germany. Are we thinking of a river cruise of the Christmas markets? So, yes. What we're putting together right now for 2026, I can tell you this right now. In 2026, we're going to do this, and we're going to offer it as multiple groups, or you can do the whole thing with us. We're going to do a transatlantic from the U.S. to Europe. That'll be Cunard. That'll be the Queen Mary. Then we are going to do an ocean cruise. We're going to do a river cruise. And we're going to do a land tour with our friends at Travel Raro. That's the adults only, all-inclusive, 20 people or less tour. We don't know if that'll be Greece or Italy. And then we're going to take a ship back. So we're going to do the whole round robin. And we're putting together the whole thing right now. In fact, we're looking at Explora to be the ship to bring us back. So we're kind of looking at, well, when does that come back? So we're putting all the pieces together. So there's going to be 4 parts to our European swing in 26. We just need to put all the parts and pieces together. So is the pool open all day? Yeah, I think the pool is going to close up around 9-ish. Like maybe like when the show is wrapping up, they may start closing up the pool. But yeah, they're open almost the whole time. Is that an indoor pool? Yeah. So the roof opens. The 2 sections swing open. So yeah, this is an indoor-outdoor pool. This is called the conservatory. And what's beautiful, the pool is 6 feet deep on that side. This is a beautiful lap pool. And this is one of 4. One of 4. There's 4 pools on here. This is the biggest one. The infinity pool on the back is my very favorite down on deck 5, the Astern pool. That is gorgeous. I put some video on TikTok. I'm going to be bringing all this stuff over to YouTube as well. Then you've got the Atoll pool, which is also in the back on deck 8, I think. And then all the way up in the front on deck 12, we've got the, what is that one called? The Helios, I think, but it's literally right on the front looking forward. There's 4 really nice pools on here. This is the biggest one. You'll see people swimming laps in here every single morning. A really nice pool. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So, yeah, I should do a belly flop. Yeah, to end the show. And Jada, by the way, Christmas market, that'll be a different visit because we can't quite, you know, we haven't quite, we can't make that all work in one thing. So anyway, so yeah, so we're working out stuff, you know, we're still not sure, trying to put all kinds of pieces together, but it's, you know, when we're ready to announce it. But I can tell you, you know, we've got that Hawaii cruise in 26. We still got room on the Alaska cruise in 25. There's a bunch of, there are a bunch of group cruises if you want to come with us. And of course, if you guys want to get on Explora, you definitely want to reach out. So what else can I tell you about Explora besides the service and the food? Brett, so Explora better than the Yacht Club? Very much so. So take the Yacht Club. So here's the thing. I would rate Explora Journeys an 11 out of 10 for real, for honest to God, for real. It is that good. So take the Yacht Club and just dial it up to an 11, and that's what you have. And for those of you who like, in fact, I met a gentleman on the first day. He's on his 3rd Explora. He's got 2 more booked. And he said he used to be Yacht Club. He always booked the Yacht Club. And then he took 1 Explora and realized for the same price he was paying for the Yacht Club, maybe, he said, even if it's 1,000 more, I am getting so much more from this than I am from that. So when you look at the Haven, you look at the Yacht Club, look at the Retreat, the Rock Stars, the Sanctuary and Princess, you look at all of that, and what you're paying for is you're paying for that cocoon, right? You want that ship within a ship, because there's like 4,000 people, there's 3,000 people, there's 2,500 people. I don't want to be in the mass of people. I want to be in my cocoon. I want to have my own restaurant, my own pool, my own lounge. Some of you are going to have a butler. Well, take that and make it the whole ship. Just get away from those thousands of people altogether, and this entire ship is the ship within a ship experience. There's no lines to fight. You see how beautiful this is. You can probably see how a lot of the seats are padded out here. Every seat by every pool is padded. In fact, every seat around the entire ship is padded. There's no such thing as a hard seat around here. So, but yeah, Explora is beyond. It's beyond the Retreat. It's beyond the Haven. It's beyond, because so many things are included here. Even more so included here. And I will say the butlers look a lot more impressive on here. Nothing against the butlers on MSC, but they're very impressive on the ship. So, hey Desiree, how are you? Good to see you. Where are we sailing to, and what ship are we on? For those of you just joining us, I am on the Explora 2 from Explora Journeys. This is number 2 of 6 ships that are coming out. Ship 3, I believe, is 2026. I think ship 4 may also be 2026. And then ships 5 and 6 will be out by 2028. Ships 3 and 4 are going to be slightly larger than this one. And this is the luxury brand for the MSC Group. It's not MSC Cruises, MSC Group that owns MSC Freight, MSC Cruises, and Explora Journeys, just like Royal Caribbean owns Celebrity and Silversea as well. So, so that is where we're at. We've been on the ship for 7 days. We are quickly approaching Miami. We'll be pulling into Miami tomorrow after a beautiful, started out in Barbados 7 days ago, and we cruised on up until we're going to hit Miami. Rebecca and I will be in Miami for 2 days, and then we're hopping on the Explorer Journey for 16 nights to continue our 30 days of cruising. So it's going to be crazy. So, Aaron, glad you're sailing on these cruises. It opens us up to more possibilities that some of us didn't know existed. Thank you, Aaron. That is exactly why we do this. You know, we can do all of the education. We can do all of the training. I can watch all of the videos, but until we actually come on the ships, we don't know firsthand, well, who is going to appreciate this? who does this appeal to? And, it's not going to appeal to everybody. But now we have a better understanding, and that is actually why we do come on so many of these cruises. Are they fun? Yes. I'm not going to lie. They are fun, but they're a lot of work too. I think I was probably in my room working a good 4 to 5 hours every single day. So yeah, we're still working. But thank you, Aaron. That is exactly why we come on these, to kind of open up your mind and open up other possibilities. That we can now say, hey, if you're looking at this, let's bring Explora into the conversation. So Jada, you're coming on the Margaritaville. That's awesome. ABC Cruises, when is our Alaska cruise? That is the Oceana Riviera, sailing out of Seattle for 12 nights on June 26th through July 8th of 2025. We have 8 ports over 12 nights. Our Oceana is mostly inclusive, and the group rates that we have are up to like about $1,000 off of what the public prices are. Plus, our rates include the Prestige Select drink package, so you get the drink package, and you get $600 shore excursion credit if you book in the group. So if you want more information about what the cruise is, just go to where'swaltertravel.com, or you're watching on TikTok. Yeah, you're watching on TikTok. I think there's a link. If you go to my profile, I think there's a link that'll take you directly to that cruise and see it. It's the Oceana Riviera. It's about 1,200 passengers. Beautiful, beautiful ship. Absolutely beautiful ship. Rick's got a good question. How handicap friendly are they? Very, very. We have seen scooters going around. They have roll-in showers. Yes, they're very. And in fact, I don't know if you can see it back there. Right there. Yeah, there's the lift to put you in and out of the pool. So very, very handicap accessible. Yes, Rick, great question. Macarena, how are you? Nice. The New Year's Eve cruise on Explora will be epic. Yes. Are we going to stream on New Year's Eve? Probably not. Maybe. We're going to be on Azamara. It's going to be the White Night Party. So I don't know. Maybe. You never know. Probably not, though, because I just want to enjoy it. You want to live in the moment. So there are things, and that's why we really haven't gotten as much content up. I shot a lot of content. I just didn't get around to editing it. One, I was busy, but then two, you want to take some moments to actually enjoy. And so Rebecca and I did take a few moments to enjoy this week, and not enough, but I will be doing more relaxing on the Azamara cruise. Thanks for posting the photos in the Facebook group. Yeah. It's a premium Wi-Fi included on Explorer. There's only one Wi-Fi on here, and you get to be on 3 devices. You get 3 devices per person in the room. But yeah, there's only one speed, high speed. So it's awesome. And it was actually easier to get on the Wi-Fi than it is on MSC cruises. It's a lot of the same systems. Like, you'll recognize a lot of the same system, but it was a lot easier to get on the Wi-Fi here than it was to get on on MSC. And I will say, I use a VPN for work, obviously, to keep things secure. And at least on this ship, I use a Express VPN. So long as I got on the Wi-Fi first, then engaged the VPN. If the VPN was engaged and then I went to get on the Wi-Fi, it would not work. I actually had to restart the computer. But as long as I got on the Wi-Fi first and engaged the VPN second, it was fine. It was fine. So. John, you're going on Explora 1 in February for 14 days. You've always gone on Celebrity. Looking forward to it. I'll be very curious. I've got a friend who does the Celebrity Retreat. One of my clients does the Celebrity Retreat all the time. He loves, I can't remember if it's the Sky Suite or the Aqua Sky Suite, but he loves it. And he's been watching. He's like, we need to talk because that looks incredible. If you haven't seen my videos yet, or if you're not in the Facebook group, there's a padded chaise lounge on every single balcony. It doesn't matter. And the balconies just get bigger as the suites get bigger. That's really all that happens. And if you really want to go all out, you get the owner's residence, which is on the back, 3,500 square feet or 3,100 square feet, something like that. That's the entire back of the ship. It's beautiful. The new 3 and 4 are going to have 2 of them. So for those of you just joining in, I am on Explora Journeys, Explora 2. We're coming back to Miami as we speak. I'm sad. We've been on this for 7 nights. Explora Journeys is an all-suite ship. The smallest accommodations on this ship is a 370 square foot ocean terrace suite that has a padded cheese lounge out there. You've got table out there. plenty of room inside the room. You don't have 24-hour dining restaurant, but you do have 24-hour room service that is made fresh to order when you order it. Oh my God. We did breakfast on the balcony, and we also did dinner on the balcony. Highly recommend it. I don't care what cruise line you're on. If you're on a cruise and you've got a balcony, at least have breakfast on the balcony. It's so nice. Just have them bring breakfast in. You're relaxed and all that. It's so awesome. So, hey, German, how are you? Good to see you. You do the Sky Suite. Oh, yeah. Celebrity food has gone downhill. Food is so subjective. So subjective. And it all, what it depends on a lot of time is who is the executive chef on that particular sailing and who is his team of chefs that are working under that person. That's what it comes down to, because you can do 2 sailings on the exact same ship, maybe 6 months apart, have 2 completely different experiences. So yeah, food is so subjective, but I will tell you the food's crazy on here. Crazy good on here. We're on Explora 2. I don't know who's in charge on Explora 1, but they're going to be doing obviously all the same recipes and everything. So, and I'll tell you that Sakura is my favorite. I do know that they made a few tweaks on here. They're basically identical twins. These 2 ships are identical twins. Explorer 1 was actually the prototype, but they did make a few little tweaks on this ship, and then 3 and 4 are going to have additional tweaks. They're still not sure what they're going to do with that extra 60 feet, or at least they've not announced what they're going to do with that extra 60 feet on the ship. We do know that on the back they're adding the second residence. So, yeah. Oh, good, Macrina. I'm glad you agree. Yeah, I do want to enjoy New Year's Eve. John, what do you mean they took fine cuts off the menu on Celebrity? Yeah, we haven't been on Celebrity in a while. We had talked about doing the Apex for Thanksgiving next year, because the Apex is moving up to Port Canaveral. We're really excited about that. So we may do that. But let's get back to Explorer for a minute, because that is where I'm sitting. This is an absolutely beautiful ship. Explora Journeys, this ship is about 64,000 gross tons, I want to say. For comparison, obviously things like Icon, Oasis, they're 220,000 gross tons. So, much, much larger. But she's actually big for a luxury ship. And if you weren't here earlier, one of their strategies on here, the ship can actually hold about 920-ish, 940-ish people if they sold it out. However, they only sell up to about 720 because they feel that 700, 720, but also if you show up at the terminal, or maybe once you're even on the ship, you say, I kind of wish I had this other stateroom. They want to have inventory available that allows you to upgrade or to change, which room that you're going to be in. And I think that's a brilliant concept. And how nice would that be, right? If you showed up at Celebrity, and you're like, oh man, I got a Sky Suite. I really wish I had, the Aqua Sky Suite. Oh, well, okay, we've got 3 available. Would you like to have one? That's just awesome. I mean, I'm just not used to that. I'm used to just showing up and going, nope, all the rooms are sold out. Just go get on the ship. So it's actually a very cool concept. Nate, how you doing? How often do we go on cruises? Well, it used to be, before we became travel agents, it used to be maybe 2 a year, maybe 3 a year in a good year. I currently, including this one that we're about to finish, I have 10 on the book. So I'll have 9 on the books after tomorrow, including a really cool new one. I'm going on an inaugural cruise, but I'm not going to announce it yet because I want to let the other person announce it that I'm going with. But it's going to be really, really a lot of fun. How is the stability? It's good. I will say, we were in some rough stuff for a couple of days there, and you could definitely feel it going back and forth, a little bit. But overall, the stability is really, really good. Aaron, I like what you said in your last live. I think it was how the entire ship is like one big haven or yacht club that has you intrigued. That is what it is. So if you like the concept of the haven, if you like the concept of the yacht club, the retreat and all of that stuff, that's what this ship is. The entire ship is that. So yeah, there's no fighting to go in there. So Nate, is Explora part of MSC? It's part of MSC Group. Yes. So MSC Group is MSC Shipping Company, MSC Cruises, and Explora Journeys is the luxury line, exactly the same as Royal Caribbean. It's Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, and Silversea. Exactly the same concept. So they have the same ownership group, but they're completely different companies, completely different experiences too. Any tips on how to become a travel agent and where to start? So number one, this is the biggest tip. Well, number one, you have to understand you have to work really hard for about 2 years before you really start to make any money at all. That's just the honest truth. But number two, you need to find the host, the best host company. So, hi guys. So you got to find the best host. And a host agency it's not really a franchise. It's not how it works, but you get a big head start if you work with a good host company, and you got to find the best one for you. Gary, how's the food? The food is an 11 out of 10. Honest to goodness. I mean, everything has been amazing. Everything has been delicious. It is an 11 out of 10. It is absolutely stonking delicious, including the Emporium. I keep pointing because it's right behind me. It's behind the pool here. That's the food hall, where I just had grilled lobster made to order. I had fresh pesto pasta made to order. I sliced up the lobster. I put it on the pesto. It was so friggin' good. But yeah, so I'd say about like 40% of the items in there are made to order, which is really awesome. And then the rest of it is just super, super fresh. So like you can tell the pasta is made here. All like fresh pasta made here. The pizza is ridiculous. So yeah, so the food is incredible. Food is absolutely incredible on here. And you don't even have to be a foodie. You know, a lot of people are like, well, you're a foodie. I don't care if the food is good. When you get good food, and then you find out, well, you know, the semolina flour is imported from Italy. The butter is imported from France. Yeah, things are like imported from where they're supposed to be imported from. And then you eat good food. Even if you're not a foodie, you're going to be like, well, this is really good. You know, this is different than what I'm used to getting. So, Jada, VPN. If you need to access Work's VPN, can you do that from Explora? Do not know. If you have a specific VPN that you must use for work, I don't know. I tried a couple of VPNs, and then somebody turned me on to, one of my clients turned me on to ExpressVPN because he was using it on Virgin Voyages, and it has worked brilliantly on here. We'll see if it works on Azamara starting on Sunday, but it has worked brilliantly. But if you have a specific VPN that you must use, you won't know until you try it. Cruise lines do block some VPNs. And if you weren't here earlier, I said I had to get on the Wi-Fi first and then launch the VPN. If the VPN's already running and then I launch the Wi-Fi, I have to restart the computer because it just won't get on there. So yeah, wow. So Explorer, I mean, what you're seeing here is kind of a snapshot of what the entire ship looks like. It is just, when they say that they didn't spare any expense on this ship, because I've heard that a couple of times, it's true. The family, I can't remember their name now, but the family that owns MSC Group, they literally did not spare any expense on the ship. There's so many touches, there's little things throughout, in the room, on the ship, in the restaurant, like everything about the ship is just beyond belief. It's absolutely amazing. So if you are somebody who is like, you know, I'm tired of being nickel and dime, I would like to get that retreat experience, that haven experience, that yacht club experience, but dial it up even more and maybe pay less. And I know you would pay less on this ship than you would in the haven. I know you pay less on this ship than you do in some of the retreat suites. It's really amazing the value on this ship right now. Even though the prices just slid up a little bit, we went from 50% off. Currently, we're doing 40% off with we got added incentives of like onboard credit. And if you didn't hear me earlier, if you're a solo traveler, I have 35 sailings that have 0 solo supplement. I mean, literally 0. And on a lot of sailings, they will do 25% solo supplement. So they're solo friendly as well. They're handicap friendly. They are vegan friendly. They're vegetarian friendly. They are friendly, and they're family friendly on here as well. They have a kids club, an actual honest to goodness kids club that is supervised. There's 2 people that work in there. It's only one. So what was it, 7 to 17 or 6 to 17, something like that. And so they have stuff to do in the kids club. Plus they will do pool day. Plus they'll go up to the sports court and do sport things. So they are even family friendly, which For me, it's different for luxury lines. Usually luxury lines are like, yeah, you can bring the kids. We got nothing for them. You can bring them. Here it's like, yeah, bring the kids. We've got supervised rooms until 11:30 at night. So you want to go have dinner, go watch the show, go ahead. We'll keep an eye on your kid. And the kids can go to the restaurant. The kids are not banned from the restaurants like Disney. Jada, you're solo. That's right. You need to chat. You make an appointment after the holidays. You're crazy busy right now. We are all crazy busy right now. But I will remind you guys, we are working. Even though we're traveling, I have reduced hours. But if you go on my website, you can still make an appointment while we're on the ship. And so far, calls over Wi-Fi are working well. But if that doesn't work, I'll get a hold of you on WhatsApp, or we'll use Google Meet. We'll figure out a way to get in touch. But yeah, I've been having meetings with folks from the ship. I think it's a lot of fun, right? And the first question, like, where are you right now? That's a lot of fun. So, but yeah, so it's been almost an hour, so I'll be wrapping it up shortly. So if you got any other questions about Explora Journeys, but basically reach out to me if you want to talk about Explora Journeys. This cruise line may surprise you with the price point and the value of what it is and everything that you get. So it is essentially all inclusive except for short excursions and one restaurant. And then if you want to go top tier, like really, really top tier, like $400 a bottle of liquor, you will pay for that little bit of extra. I paid $25 for one old fashioned because it was a $400 bottle of single malt whiskey. Other than that, I haven't paid for an old fashioned on the ship, and they've all been great. The gelato is ridiculous. The cookies are ridiculous. The food is ridiculous. The coffee. So when you go to the coffee bar, the first thing they're going to ask you is, what kind of beans would you like? They have Brazil, Guatemalan, and then the classic blend. I had a taste test with all three. It's on TikTok now. I got to put it over on YouTube. I was like, what kind of beans? I've never been asked that question before, ever. Even in a regular coffee house, I've never been asked that question. So, how are the sugar-free options? I don't know specifically. I know they have them. I don't know specifically, though, because I don't do sugar-free. So, but they do. They are very dietary sensitive. So they do vegetarian. They do vegan. They do gluten. What do they call it? They don't call it gluten-free. They call it gluten-conscious, I think is what they call it. So not necessarily gluten-free, but maybe reduced gluten. But one of the things is, if you have a special dietary need, make sure you put it into your profile. When we showed up on the ship, they had the menus were sitting right there in our room, and they actually had some notes on there and said, here's the menus. Are there any other things that you need? And in fact, Rebecca could, if she wanted to, she could even go ahead and pre-select things for dinner if she wanted to. So yeah. So, all right, folks, it is just about an hour, so I'm going to be wrapping it up. Yeah, thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. Yeah, have a happy holiday. So you got to get ready for work. Awesome. We might be live Sunday night, but we're not going to be live Sunday morning because we're actually going to be boarding the ship. We're going to be getting on board the Explora Journey on Sunday. So we won't be live Sunday morning like we typically are. Maybe in the afternoon, maybe in the evening, not really sure. You'll just have to watch to see if we're going to pop up live. Plus, I got to check the Wi-Fi and see how it is on there. So, folks, thanks so much for popping on. If you've got questions about Explora Journeys, or we can help you in any way to figure out your Explora journey, or any cruise, land, luxury, expedition, whatever we can help you with. I'm Walter with Where's Walter Travel, your independent travel advisor. I thank you so much for spending an hour with us. Once again, this is the amazing Explora 2 from Explora Journeys. I'm in the conservatory, which is one of the most beautiful indoor pools I have ever seen in my life. So, folks, thanks so much for joining us. You have an amazing evening. Maybe we'll see you Sunday, but we'll see you at some point from the Explora Journey. Take care, everybody.